Hey everyone, I'm All Gas and No Brakes, and today we're gonna answer the question, can you beat Sonic Adventure 2 without hitting a single homing attack? Well, spoilers, yes, and the Crazy Gadget part is in fact crazy. I mean, look at this. The whole game only took me about 20 minutes, and then there's just 3 hours of Crazy Gadget. So to start out, here's the rules. 1, don't homing attack. If you do, that's an instant restart. 2, 3, successfully build an audience on YouTube. Yeah, I know, I thought this challenge was going to be pretty easy too, but I'll be damned if Sega didn't find a way. So we start out with the best opening in the history of Sonic, feel free to fight me, and escape the hell out of this city. Everything in this first section is simple and clean until my stupid blonde left-handed ass homing attack for absolutely no reason, throwing a flawless run right in the trash next to my degree. Attempt 2 doesn't go as well, but we make damn sure not to double tap the A button and finish off the first stage. You know, the hardest part I have in doing all these challenge runs is figuring out what I'm going to do with all the extra gameplay footage, because the truth is, these levels are relatively simple, except for a select few in the game. Okay, so here's how I like to do things. Personally, I'm not a fan of patronizing my viewers. I've already told you at the beginning that this run is possible, right? And if you yourself have played Sonic Adventure 2, then you know that most of these stages are actually pretty simple. You could do most of these levels without using any of Sonic's upgrades, much less just popping off the homing attack, right? So here's the plan. I'm gonna cut around a little bit. If you don't believe that I did the entire run, then let me know in the comments, and I'll post a companion video of just the run itself. Because otherwise this will be a 45-minute long video, and the truth is it doesn't need to be. In my opinion, that's the rough equivalent of showing every last battle you do in a Pokemon challenge run. It's just unnecessary and it needlessly pads out the video length. Also, come on, this is Sonic the Hedgehog we're talking about. Let's get this done quick. So why don't we just cut right to the end of the level and take care of the first boss? Come on guys, you know you're not going to need a walkthrough for this either. You're just going to jump on the boxes and jump on his face, just like we did in 1991. 4 hits down and we're on to the next stage. Wait, why are they called stages instead of zones? I just learned that after all these years. Next, we change characters. Oh, that's why this run is stupid. Well, Knuckles and Tails can't homing attack anyway, and they kinda need their whole kit to finish their part of the game. Plus, you know, the channel is called Sonic Kicks, so... Alright, if I had to say anything about the levels themselves, I'd say that personally, I think the treasure hunting idea is a pretty good natural evolution of Knuckles' character and his gameplay. You know, he's supposed to be the rock to Sonic's wind, so the changes make sense to me. And I guess if you squint hard enough, Tails' gameplay makes sense? But I mean, you can squint hard enough to make anything work, right? I don't know. How about a montage of every time I got hit? Next stage is Metal Harbor, and we get our first real challenge of the run. Less than 20 seconds into the level, we come across this gap that you're meant to homing attack across in order to clear. Fortunately, this game was made back when developers like to have fun, so silly shit like physics can be absolutely busted if you know what you're doing. Allow me to introduce you to the B button, and old reliable, the spin dash. Now, the spin dash in the adventure era is completely unrivaled, and you can literally skip entire stages with this move. Oh, I wonder if that's a setup for later. By jumping immediately after releasing the B button, Sonic's able to quadruple his jump distance, so that this particular obstacle becomes more of a polite suggestion that we can simply ignore. After heading up to grab the Lightspeed dash, we continue on with the rest of this level and simply repeat the spin dash jump when we come across another homing attack glitch. From here, we grab the rocket, survive a fall from the stratosphere, I guess? Missed the one up because of course I do, and finish the level. While I wait for this unskippable cutscene to play out, let me remind the audience that we can set our liked videos to private, so there's no reason not to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And by the way, it's the most important metric in YouTube's system for growth, so it really helps everyone. After rolling out and ass beating for this poser, we sprint through another simple stage. There are a handful of fun set pieces, but just like an episode of Boom, it's only novel the first time and I can't read anyways. The closest thing we get to an obstacle is when Sonic drops his contacts and has to go back to pick them up. Okay, next is Pumpkin Hill, and I've only got 2 questions here. 1, do you think this place actually smells like pumpkins? And 2, now I know that changing the Emerald radar to only work for 1 at a time is total bullshit, but come on guys, how can anyone genuinely hate on this stage? Cutting back to Sonic and the Secret Service, we instead take over playing as Tails. Okay, even though this is my favorite game, that third eye I grew in my adult years has really started to see just how silly some of these decisions are. Mission Street is mid, but at least the music's nice. Granted, almost all of the music in this game rolls hard, but that's all I got. Hit montage. Man, they really front-loaded the good levels in this game, didn't they? Aquatic Mine is still better than every Tails stage, though. Do you like bleeding from the ears? I know I do. Thank you, Sonic Team, for making damn sure that I know when my car is drifting in the kart stage. In case you didn't know, you can drift back and forth to maintain the speed you get from boosting. It only costs your hearing, which is a pretty good price to pay considering the quality of the voice acting. Here's another montage of me hitting the walls. Okay, yes, Bill Bush looks terrible, but forget about that. I want to talk about this next cutscene. So, supposedly, Tails and Rouge were added in as playable characters at the last minute to pad the final game, right? Which is why he's in the tornado the whole time. Now, I don't tend to pay attention to rumors, especially since this game dropped before YouTube existed, so I'd never heard about this till I was an adult. But I always thought it was completely ridiculous how hard Tails blue balls Sonic here. I mean, we cut to the middle of a desert, right? And Sonic and Knuckles are talking like, oh, is that it? And Knuckles is all, yeah, I saw DC Comics go in there, and I guess Eggman too. So Sonic goes, bet, I'ma fuck him up. I might be paraphrasing. But Knuckles goes, okay, say less. And then Tails just walks up and is like, oh, guys, I'm here too. I'll find the entrance. Like, look at this. They don't even acknowledge him. I mean, Sonic does this weird head twitch thing, but I just figured that's because of the coke. And also because, you know, they don't need to find the entrance, genius! Knuckles already did! His only job in this game is to find shit, beat people, and get choked. But Tails just walks right along, like, come on, bro, who invited this kid? So, we'll just skip right ahead to Pyramid Cave, okay? Another easy stage, and it's made completely trivial by giving us the bounce bracelet. God, I love this thing. Why isn't this in Sonic Smash Bros. Kit? Anywho, it sure would suck to do a challenge run without this, huh? Foreshadowing, maybe? It's definitely something to think about while we ignore how I forgot to do the door clip. And while we're at it, we're just gonna ignore my least favorite Knuckles stage too. One more left. After getting the 2-cycle on legally distinct Ghost King, we get my favorite Sonic moment in this or any other game.
Just leave it to me!
I just love my Bruce Lee homages. He's even got the nose thumb. That's so sick. Also, this boss took me like 5 tries and a game over because if you fall off, it's pretty much a hard reset thanks to the quicksand and my impatience. After we finally kill the egg golem, the squad hops in a convenient spaceship. No, wait. It's okay, everyone. They set that up earlier. Alright, well, anyways, we head into space, but I guess somebody referred to the ship as a person, so Knuckles starts beating it until they crash land. We jump right into the final Tails level and then hard cut mid-sentence. After this, we find ourselves in the final Knuckles stage, and I don't care what anybody says, this level is fun. The exploration, the gliding around, the Oakleys, even though I didn't pick them up in this game.
Oh yeah, bro, these are sweat.
All of it, yes. The level is big. Yes, the radar is particularly bad in this stage because of said bigness. But like I said before, Sonic is the fast one. I'm okay with taking my time as Knuckles. So after kicking Rogue's ass, we get to the moment we've all been waiting for. Crazy Gadget. Okay, if you know, you know. But if you don't, here's why this challenge is tricky. At 3 points in the level, there are these glass tubes, right? The only means of breaking them, from what I could find, was a homing attack. Since I had nothing but time and some blood on my hands, I spent 3 hours trying to figure out a way around this. Early in my experiments, I noticed you could reach this section upside down and clip through the wall here. So even though I'm paid to fall on my head for a living, I still had enough common sense to realize this had to be the answer somehow. After an agonizingly long time, even switching files to try using magic hands, or grabbing the light speed attack, or trying to use Omachow, nothing worked until... yeah, that happened. So, I'm not what you'd call a speedrunner, at least outside the bedroom, but I think there might have been some kind of an opening or poor hit detection that allows the glass to break from underneath and inside the model itself. However, that still leaves the other tubes, right? Like, we've got 2 more after this, and I couldn't figure out a way for the life of me to get there with altered gravity. So, this looks like the end of the run, right? Not exactly. So remember that speedrun comment? Yeah, so there's a trick in the community known as Crazy Gadget Skip and Crazy Gadget Skipper. It involves breaking out of bounds and dodging death planes floating through space and hitting the goalpost from, like, outside of the level itself almost. Full disclosure, I couldn't do it. I tried, a ton, and I got super close a couple of times, but I like to think I proved the concept to be possible. So, can you beat Sonic Adventure 2 without using the homing tech? Yes. Did I? No. Shit! I settled for getting extremely close to Crazy Gadget Skip the first, and then just finish the level as usual. So, I'm gonna need y'all to squint real hard real quick. And right here too. Anyways, after getting through the problem sections, we clear the level with no problem and proceed to watch Tails get hit again. Afterwards, we haul ass and peen all the way through Final Rush. Originally, I was worried about these rail sections, but you can just use the bounce to get momentum and get through just fine. The last shadow fight is an easy clap and slap, so just spin dash and... Okay. As I was saying, just spin dash through the first few hits and then wait for him to start spamming before you hit him with that blue blur. And that's that! Challenge complete, except for that one part we had to squint at. Twice. If you made it this far, you're awesome, and thank you so much. You know, this is my first run, and I knew there were going to be a bunch of growing pains I had to suffer through, but I hope you came out entertained at the very least, a little bit. Regardless, I've already got the next 2 videos in mind, one of which is going to be something a little bit different, so subscribe if you want to see more. Either way, I'm bowing out for now. Sayonara.